Ladies and gentlemen, Simon Feck here on a Sunday morning, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, today we got a special show for you today, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. So, waiting backstage, we got special guest, Let's Go Champ 2023, and we have our producer backstage, the Ashe, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, Simon Feck here from the Fecked Up Studios, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to be talking about Denis Shkuratov, ladies and gentlemen, of Submission Radio. I want to bring a big thank you to Denis. Denis for throwing a wrench in everything, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. The nice guy. At least Denis appears to be a nice guy, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be talking about Denis. Also, we're going to be talking about Jose Youngs, who recently put an appearance in on Submission Radio, ladies and gentlemen. Denis might not know it, but Denis is up for the attack of what's called circumvention. Everybody's heard if you get 3 strikes, ladies and gentlemen, in YouTube, concurrently, they ban you and your channel, ladies and gentlemen. But for circumvention, it can only be one time, ladies and gentlemen. Denis put Jose Youngs, a.k.a. Sewer King, on one of his recent videos, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. The Sewer King came on Submission Radio, and shame on Jose Youngs if he didn't tell Denis that he's banned from YouTube, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? But I'm sure everybody knows, at least in the media business. I mean, how does Simon Feck know? Simon Feck works right next to Jose Youngs in the Apex, ladies and gentlemen, for like the last 8 years. And it's only been 8 years, I'll tell you why, because Jose Youngs has only been there about 8 years, ladies and gentlemen. Jose Youngs has said a lot of things over the years, ladies and gentlemen. The Sewer King happens to look a lot like Jose Youngs, ladies and gentlemen. Denis, Simon Feck was trying to save your channel. With 237,000 subscribers, you could still lose that thing in one video. It's called When You Had Jose Youngs On, just 2 weeks ago, ladies and gentlemen. Jose Youngs got banned from YouTube about late June, probably June 25th, June 26th, June 27th, something like that. Jose Youngs has also put the YouTube channel in jeopardy. Yes, everybody is susceptible, or whatever the word is. I'm just a bird from Croatia. I'm a black crow from Croatia, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. So I'm not the smartest or the sharpest knife in the drawer, not the smartest bird on the planet, ladies and gentlemen. But one thing I know is big channels go down too as well. So, the UFC YouTube channel, when they put Jose Youngs on at press conferences, circumvention happens. As far as I know, there's one UFC video so far. There's 4 MMA fighting on SBN videos, 3 long videos. Nope, it's 4 now. 4 long videos, 1 short. That's up for circumvention, ladies and gentlemen. Trei Brunritt and Jim Bankoff. Okay? You need to pay attention because Jose Youngs, a.k.a. Sewer King, is about ready to take everybody's YouTube channel down. And Simon Feck is here to warn everybody, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. Here to warn. I was here to warn Denis Denis of Submission Radio. Denis, let me tell you something about Denis, ladies and gentlemen. He looks like a nice guy, right? There's the MMA-holes, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah! Yeah, right here, ladies and gentlemen. You see him right here in the middle of the cage, ladies and gentlemen. In this case, it's a ring, ladies and gentlemen. Right here, you got the man there with the warrior haircut, ladies and gentlemen, Mos. Or as the clown people are calling Mos, ladies and gentlemen. Right down here, begging for his life, right down here. On his knees, right in front of Mos, ladies and gentlemen, is Mr. Arkansas, Clown Mall, whatever his stupid name is, ladies and gentlemen. Just want to say hello to MMA-holes, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. So let me tell you something. So, Denis Shkuratov promises Simon Feck that we're going to be able to interview him. That's right. Denis goes ahead, tells us not once, not twice, not 3 times, about 4 times that he's going to be able to come on and be interviewed by Simon Feck and the producer, the Ashe. And we have a special guest today waiting in the backstage area. His name is LetsGoChamp2023, ladies and gentlemen. We all put our questions together. We spent time on this. And then Denis backs out after we spent countless hours on questions, ladies and gentlemen. The nice guy Denis Shkuratov, ladies and gentlemen, is not such a nice guy after all. Now, Lemmy from Motorhead wrote that song for Ozzy Osbourne. Both of them have passed us now, ladies and gentlemen. But anyways, Denis from Submission Radio. Denis Shkuratov is not such a nice guy after all, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, you heard it here from Simon Feck, 1 foot cock, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. And let me tell you something else, too. The stupid clown went in the Gummy Gang with his gang, and it was like gang against gang, and the clown and his posse, the Insane Clown Posse, went into the Gummy Gang chat, and they typed words in, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, words. They had the Gummy Gang back it up, ladies and gentlemen. It was something to be seen, ladies and gentlemen. They were typing words in, ladies and gentlemen. Like 80 words a minute, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. The Insane Clown Posse from Little Cock, Arkansas was typing words in. Just think about that, ladies and gentlemen. They put a whole secret plan together on a live stream, a public live stream, over on Kick. Because he's not smart enough to know that the people are actually on YouTube, ladies and gentlemen. So Ark does a secret meeting over on Kick, ladies and gentlemen, on a public live stream, ladies and gentlemen, and they go ahead and they plan out their attack on the Gummy Gang, ladies and gentlemen. They come in, they sneak in the chat. Nobody's seen them coming, right? Nobody's seen them coming. They get in there. They get their keyboards out, ladies and gentlemen, and they start typing words, ladies and gentlemen. And they're typing words. And you could just see Mos. Oh, yeah. At first, Mos's face was just pale as ever, right, ladies and gentlemen? And then next thing you know, he's getting colored up from all the hits from the words, ladies and gentlemen. And then next thing you know, he's bleeding, ladies and gentlemen, and his eyes start puffing up from the words, ladies and gentlemen. Man, I'm telling you, the Insane Clown Posse from the Clown Show Live, ladies and gentlemen, from that stupid Kick platform over there, was just getting the better part of Mos. With all those words, ladies and gentlemen. Grown men using words against people, ladies and gentlemen, and stupid words. That's right. Ladies and gentlemen. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to tell you this right now. We got 3 people in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. We got the Ashe. I'm waiting backstage. I see him. We got somebody else in here, too. We got Let's Go Champ 2023. Ladies and gentlemen. At first, we're going to bring in, ask him why he was a couple minutes late, ladies and gentlemen. Adding to the stage right now. Ladies and gentlemen, the Ashe. What's going on, Ashe? Well,
hey, I'm just taking a shit.
I mean, I pushed the button. I'm sorry. What's Ashe?
I'm just taking a shit, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen. Simon Feck, okay. Because the producer is not in studio, ladies and gentlemen. Stupid Simon Feck. Stupid Simon Feck didn't have his earpiece in. What's up, Ashe?
I'm just taking a shit, ladies and gentlemen.
Man, ladies and gentlemen, here on the Simon Feck Show, the Simon Feck Show is going to be in the Guinness Book of World Records, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, for 2025. For the longest live stream shit in history, ladies and gentlemen. The Ashe does nothing but take a shit on the Simon Feck Show, ladies and gentlemen. How's that shit going there, Mr. Ashe?
Oh, it fucking stinks.
Oh, it stinks, ladies and gentlemen. Now, listen, every time the Ashe comes on, he is our producer, ladies and gentlemen. Every time he comes on, he adds such great content, ladies and gentlemen. Now, let's go out to another part of the world, even though, I mean, you know, what is it, Syria? Okay.
Yeah,
so
Syria.
We go from the United States to Syria. Let's go to Europe, ladies and gentlemen.
What's in Europe?
We were gonna go to Europe, except for he cut out, ladies and gentlemen. Where did you go? Let's go, champ. Let's go, champ.
Shannon the Cannon Briggs.
What do we got here? Hey, there's Let's Go Champ right there. I just don't see him. There he is. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. How you doing? And
we're doing, everyone.
It's cutting in and out, but ladies and gentlemen, we want to add. Doing good. Let's Go Champ, ladies and gentlemen, the man with the whip. So what do you got for us today, Let's Go Champ? I know you put together a bunch of questions because it seems to be doing that little circle thing and everything. Did you put some questions together for Denis from Submission Radio?
Because our Wi-Fi is not working.
Oh, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, Let's Go Champ 2023.
For the Eric Anders fight last night.
You were wondering about Denis's scorecards?
Fuck.
I mean, you're lagging bad, my friend. Maybe we're going to have to do this next week.
How he scored that fight.
Fuck Denis.
Man, it's tough.
Denis,
say it again. You're lagging.
He said, fuck Denis.
Right. I'm going to go. I'm going to come back.
That's right. You're going to come back now in a few minutes or what? Or next week?
I'll be back here.
I think we just lost. Hey, at the Ashe, did you catch that? He's going to be back one, ladies and gentlemen.
He said he'll be back in 2 years. Now listen, Simon. This Denis character, he not only wasted my time, he not only wasted your time, He's wasted the ladies and gentlemen's time, most importantly.
Yeah, the man with all the wit, ladies and gentlemen. The man with the wit, ladies and gentlemen. With the Wi-Fi, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, so Denis. The man Denis. We put together questions, Denis.
He's not a man.
Okay? That's right. Yeah. That's right. You know, it's another thing too, right? So when you look at it, right? I mean, Denis just he appears to be a nice guy, right? And they all do. That's the reason why this Simon Feck YouTube channel got put together, ladies and gentlemen. It got put together to show that these media guys, they talk about the stars. Oh, the stars did this to me. And the star did this to me and that to me and everything. Well, guess what? The bigger media guys, or so they think they're bigger, go ahead and do a little bird shit. A little bird poop on the smaller guys like Simon Feck.
Yeah, they're disgusting.
Yeah. Listen to me. Denis Shkuratov, or whatever his stupid name is, Denis from Submission Radio, is a big turd, ladies and gentlemen. And don't you forget it. He's what?
Disgusting. Worse than Hitler.
Yeah, that's right. Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen. The Ashe is throwing out words that some people are trying to avoid on the internet, ladies and gentlemen.
I want to challenge him to
challenge
him to a boxing match and kick his ass. In the name of Simon Feck, we're going to kick his ass.
In the name of Simon Feck, let me tell you something. Listen here, Denis. We have guests that come on that have to steal Wi-Fi from McDonald's, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, hey, let's go, champ. While you're over there, would you pick Simon Feck up in the ass of both a big breakfast for us, ladies and gentlemen? And make sure you get a couple extra jellies.
He also lives in Syria. I live in Syria.
Everybody lives in Syria here?
Yeah.
Yep.
So we got Let's Go Champ 2023. That sounds better so far, but guess what? Simon Feck doesn't shut up. So anyways, hey, so you steal a Wi-Fi from McDonald's over there. Do you ever steal anything else from there?
Yeah, I mean, I stole someone's grandmother.
How did you end up doing that, champ?
So I think she was very disoriented. She had some degree of like cognitive decline, and so I waited for her family to go to the bathroom, and then I took her home with me. And it's great because like I don't have a grandmother anymore, but now I do because I found one at McDonald's. So like, and she thinks I'm like her biological grandson as well. So it's worked out great for everyone.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can only get a story like that here at MMA Simon Feck's YouTube channel, ladies and gentlemen. That was touching. You know what else is touching? Denis saying that he'll go on the Simon Feck show and do an interview, and then we spend countless hours, and then guess what? Denis only backs out at the end. You know why? Because he's scared of Simon Feck, the champ.
Denis is disgusting.
That's right. That's right. Denis, you are as disgusting as the shit that an Ashe is laying right now, ladies and gentlemen.
He's at the bottom of the food chain. You know, you get like bacteria, like there's underneath like small insects. He is underneath the bacteria. He's disgusting.
That's right. Hey, so champ, what was going to be the first question? What was going to be the first question that you were going to have for Denis?
For Denis, I I had other questions written down. Is that John Cena? Is that...
Listen, Dennis. Excuse me, not Dennis. Champ.
Yes.
You're gonna have to go with it, okay?
Okay.
This I bought this over the internet, right? So you know how sometimes that you don't get the right product or anything, but I bought the Denis Shkuratov figurine, and actually, when you buy it, they actually pay you. They paid me $20.
Wow. Okay. And
this is the Denis.
I see. He's looking good. He's pretty ripped. He's been working out. Is that why he cancelled today? Was it to go to the gym?
Yeah, Denis canceled because he's bigger and badder than us, okay?
Yeah.
He's the big bully on the block. Yeah. He could go ahead and tell everybody that he's going to be on your show. Listen, people, all you smaller guys out there, that you go ahead and you slide into people's DMs and you ask them, hey, Denis, hey, big guy Denis, can you come on our show and we can interview you and maybe we'll get like 14 views, extra out of it and everything like that? And he'll say yes. And then you'll go ahead and put all kinds of work into it. And then he'll just, blow you off. Champ, what's Denis's first question you're going to ask him?
So
why are you a liar?
Yeah, why are you a liar? Because why would you do something like this to us, Denis? With all the horrible things that are happening in the world right now, and I don't need to name anything specifically. I don't want to get canceled, but what Denis did today was arguably more disgusting.
Well, listen, my name's Denis, ladies and gentlemen, and I appear to be a nice guy, but I'll shit on anybody. Now that I'm up here at the top, all you little peons are nothing. So what I do is I lead you on and I say, yeah, I'll come on and you can interview me. And I'll say it like 4 or 5 times for like 2 weeks straight. And then when it's like 3 days before I'm coming on, I'll tell you no. So you spent all that time. And then I went ahead and I worked on the material that was actually going to come out to the public, and you just wasted 2 weeks. That's what we do. My name is Denis Shkuratov from Submission Radio, and I'm a big fat turd, ladies and gentlemen. I use apps. I look, this isn't how I look. I look like a big piece of shit. What else you got there, champ?
Well, I think that all 4 people in the chat right now should brigade Denis's next stream. All right. And they should let the Submission Radio fans know that this is the kind of guy that Denis is.
Listen here, champ. I am Denis Shkuratov. I am at the top of the food chain. I don't care about little peons like you, because I'm Denis from Shkuratov, whatever's, Submission Radio. And you know what I did? I had a business partner, and I kicked my business partner out. After we did all this hard work and got to the top, I kicked my business partner out. You think I care about little tiny Simon Feck and his champ and the Ashe that takes a world record turd on every live stream? No, I don't, because my name is Denis Shkuratov from Submission Radio. What else you got, champ? One more.
What are your thoughts on give me your thoughts on Luke Thomas and Brian Campbell. How do you feel about them, Simon?
Listen, who are you to ask me questions? Huh? What are your credentials there, champ? Huh? You don't be asking me personal questions like that, what I think. You ain't nothing. You work on the Simon Feck show. I'm nothing but a big turd. My name is Denis Shkuratov from Submission Radio. And all I do is go around and shit on people, the little people, ladies and gentlemen. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Right there. That's the man everybody thinks is a nice guy, ladies and gentlemen. But let me tell you something. Me, Simon Feck, I've been in the business for a long time, ladies and gentlemen, and I am actually higher on the totem pole of the apex. Look, Dennis, look up the word apex. Look it up in a dictionary. Look it up in the encyclopedia. Figure out what it is. Simon Feck's at the top of the apex, ladies and gentlemen.
Does that mean that you're at like the apex?
Who's next? Who wants to say something? Champ, what do you got? What's up with you? You got your family watching?
Sorry, man. McDonald's, they must be on to me. They're fucking up my Wi-Fi. Yeah. What were your thoughts on the fights last night, man? I'm curious to know.
We don't talk about MMA on this MMA show.
I was at. Yeah, listen. People, listen, champ. People are going to go around accusing Simon Feck of actually talking about, MMA. I mean, you're going to go ahead and ask an MMA question? I mean, It was tough to.
I've got another question. Can I get, since I'm appearing on the show free of charge, can I get the Nira Drama talking showerhead, please?
Absolutely. Like, but first, Simon Feck wants to put his order in. Hey, McDonald's, I would like a Big Mac, large fries, and a large Coke, and an apple pie, ladies and gentlemen. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
I'll get that for you.
Now, if you were, listen to me, champ.
So
if you were, and ladies and gentlemen, McDonald's, charge that to the champ. He's loaded, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, champ. So I went to the town that you live in, and I don't want to say it because you haven't said it, but I go to the town.
I don't care.
Well, I guess if I say what I'm going to say, the town.
I live in fucking Edinburgh, Scotland. If you see me on the street, come and get it.
There you
I'm
go.
Ready for it.
Perfect. Yeah, so I went there, and I love scotch, and I could smell scotch, throughout the town and everything. I love that. Can you still smell the scotch that flows through the air, or are you used to it?
Are you talking about the scotch, the alcohol?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know. Over here in the United States, we call it Scotch whiskey. Oh yeah.
It's usually called whiskey here, but yeah, you can smell it everywhere. We give it to children and everything.
Oh, okay. So over here, let me tell you something, champ. Over here, we just call it cheese. We don't call it American cheese.
I see. That's interesting. I didn't know that.
Well, I don't know. I mean, over here, they got a thing called American cheese, and then whatever. Okay, I don't know. I'm trying to think of another example. I know there's examples where you just call it whiskey.
I lived in the Netherlands for 4 years, and the whole entire cheese aisle, like it was a whole aisle of cheese. The whole fucking aisle. So much cheese.
Boy, you heard it right there from the Ashe, the producer, the guy that takes a shit and everything. He says when you go to the Netherlands, they got a whole aisle of cheese, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it here on the Simon Feck Show, ladies and gentlemen. See, that's the thing. Now, who's going to be reading the chat? Nobody's in it except for us, ladies and gentlemen, and the MMA-holes, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, that's Denis.
Hey, champ. That's Dennis's what?
It's Dennis's fault.
What'd you say?
It's Dennis's fault.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey?
Yeah. Hey, listen, I heard you the first time.
Did you?
Okay, so anyways, that's it. Nope, nobody's coming in, ladies and gentlemen. We're looking at 3 high viewers today, ladies and gentlemen. I think it was 4. 4 high viewers today, ladies and gentlemen. And we're gonna have to start this over again next week. Can everybody agree to the 10 o'clock, even though I made it 10:30 Eastern time? You want to do this next week, and we'll have some stuff prepared to talk about, and then we won't be using the McDonald's, Wi-Fi maybe next week?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Put me in, man. I'm here.
Okay. Okay, very good. Okay. This is what we do next week, okay? We'll get a little plan going here, okay? Like, say next week, you could write 25 things down, and please write it down, because if you don't write it down, or, when I say write it down, you can put it on a computer, right? Now, as the week goes on, put stuff down, and then later on, pick your 3 best ones. And then when somebody is talking about a subject, okay, let's talk about the subject. It's not a yes answer. It's not a no answer. We got to get conversation going.
Yeah. It tends to be good for podcasts.
Right? Absolutely. But I'm telling you, I'm not yelling at you, champ, but your lag is go a little bit, Okay, so we're going to wrap this one up.
Cool.
Oh, and then another thing, what you do, to even make the show to go to higher heights, what you do is you take a shit on the show and then you yawn really big. And it makes people that are watching, like the 3 deep, it makes those, there you go, just keep yawning. And what that does is they go, man, I'm watching a really exciting podcast here, ladies and gentlemen. There's a guy, he's the producer. He won't even show his face as he's taking a shit, and he's yawning, like loud, ladies and gentlemen. He's so excited to be on the show, ladies and gentlemen. It's like a shit yawn show or whatever,
I'm excited to be alive.
Hey, Champ, your kids are watching this?
Yeah, I've got 4 boys. All of them are watching this. Yeah.
Oh, 4 boys, so they know all about shitting and everything.
Keep your children away from Denis, all right?
Yeah, exactly. Denis was not a nice guy, ladies and gentlemen.
I wouldn't trust Denis around children, It's disgusting.
That's right. Denis from Submission Radio. Listen to me, ladies and gentlemen. Denis from Submission Radio. He is untrustable, ladies and gentlemen. You already hear from Simon Feck, 1 foot cock, ladies and gentlemen. That's right.